The fastest way to become insecure is to keep treating somebody else's life like it's evidence about yours. That girl getting prettier, richer, happier, engaged, promoted, thinner, more confident. None of it is a report card on you. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner your life starts belonging to you again. Jealousy gets such a bad reputation, but I actually think it's one of the most honest emotions we have. It tells you exactly where your attention has wandered. It tells you what you secretly believe is scarce. It tells you where you've abandoned yourself. I've noticed something about women who are deeply comfortable with themselves. They rarely spend time measuring. They observe, they appreciate, they get inspired. But they are not constantly calculating where they rank, because ranking is exhausting. Imagine walking into every room wondering who's prettier than you, who's smarter than you, who has a better body than you. That is such a miserable way to experience your own life. You stop seeing people. You only see competition. And here's the part nobody talks about. Comparison isn't actually about other people. It's about uncertainty. When you know who you are, comparison loses its entertainment value. Think about it. Do you compare your favorite song to your favorite meal? No, they're different experiences. You can love both without needing one to defeat the other. Women forget that. We think beauty is one trophy, success is one trophy, love is one trophy. So every time another woman wins, we subconsciously feel like there's less left for us. That isn't reality. That's a scarcity story your brain keeps replaying because uncertainty makes it look for evidence that you're falling behind. I also need you to stop confusing admiration with inadequacy. Sometimes you don't actually want her life. You want the feeling you think her life gives her. Those are completely different things. You see a woman who dresses beautifully and suddenly you're convinced your wardrobe is tragic. Maybe what you actually want is to feel expressive. You see someone traveling constantly and suddenly your life feels boring. Maybe what you really want is novelty. The woman was never the problem. She simply activated a desire you hadn't admitted to yourself yet. That's incredibly useful information if you stop making it personal. And can I say something slightly controversial? I think constantly consuming people online who make you feel small is a form of self-disrespect. I don't care if everyone else follows them. If every time you leave their page, you suddenly hate your face, your apartment, your paycheck, your personality, congratulations. You've turned insecurity into a hobby. Curate your environment like someone who actually likes herself. Your nervous system deserves that. Here's another thing that changed my life. I stopped asking, am I as good as her? And started asking, am I becoming more myself? Because that question has no competition. Nobody can become me better than I can. Nobody has my exact perspective, my humor, my story, my voice, my way of loving people. My only responsibility is to develop that as beautifully as I possibly can. And ironically, that's what makes someone magnetic, not copying excellence, expressing authenticity. I also think jealousy disappears when your own life becomes interesting enough to hold your attention. Build things, learn things, read books that challenge you, develop taste, get stronger, become fascinating to yourself. Because people with full lives don't have unlimited time to obsess over someone else's highlight reel. They're too busy living their own. And if you catch yourself comparing tomorrow, and you probably will because you're human, I don't want you to shame yourself. Just get curious. Ask yourself, what is this showing me that I actually want? Then go build that feeling in your own life instead of resenting someone else for already having it. That is emotional maturity. That is self-respect. And eventually, you'll notice something beautiful. You'll start seeing extraordinary women. And instead of shrinking, you'll smile. Because you'll know there's room for all of us. Her light never required yours to dim. The only thing that ever made you feel smaller was forgetting that you were supposed to be looking inward, not sideways. Love you no matter what.